So what I'm going to do is I want to talk a little bit about what psychometry is. I want to talk a little bit about how I work as a psychic medium. I'm very grateful to work with Pacific Coast Paranormal. My wife Barbara and I also do investigations occasionally on the side. Most of everything we do is with these guys, and I'm very grateful for that. Barbara and I have also done TV. I'm going to be showing up in Haunted History fairly soon, and we did that was a fun thing. But let me talk about psychometry. Does anybody know what psychometry is? Does everyone, can I get a show of hands? People have an idea of what it is? Great. Well, what psychometry is the idea is that inanimate objects, a ring that you might wear, a piece of jewelry, something of yours has your imprint on it. And so, even though I use psychometry all the time, I use electricity all the time. I don't know what I know I go to the switch, I flip the switch on, the lights go on, I'm very happy, we're all very happy, the TV goes on. That's a little bit like with me and psychometry. Except that there's a lot of theories about it, I've done reading about it, I use it, I love it, it's something that's very comfortable for me. By the way, I see it as a form of just tapping into someone's energy. You know, some psychics will use tarot cards. And if you've been with a good reader with cards, they'll start putting down the cards, and it's almost like they're unaware of what the cards. Some of them start out, and then it's like okay, and then they go off. And that's like a same thing with psychometry. I'll pick up your ring, and it almost just gives me license to tap or an earring. People give me all kinds of watches. I've read with coats. I've read some girls sent me her boyfriend's underwear. It's like no, it's clean, right? It's clean. Are we good with that? Yes, okay. Don't want to see anything other than that. So, and I've had eyeglasses. I've had people just sign the business card and hand it to me, and that's fine too. It's just a way to get in. But the idea behind, I'm going to guess that most of us here, many of us here, if we're not paranormal investigators, we're at least familiar with many of the ideas about paranormal investigating. And one of the things that I think most of us agree is that energy can't be destroyed. I mean, that's a pretty well-known scientific fact. And so, if energy can't be destroyed, then where's energy? Then you look at what quantum mechanics, which is subatomic physics. The closer you look at like this table, you realize that it's all energy. So there's a lot of people that has become kind of a very well-known belief premise. So if you look at the idea that energy can't be destroyed, we're all made of energy. What happens to us? Where are these links? Another thing that is interesting to me is that I've learned is that our bodies give off magnetic fields. There are magnetic fields around us. So like our hands, where we move. And to me, I've wondered now, this is where I'm going to go from science to some theory. For me, the idea, if our bodies have magnetic fields, how are they connected to auras? Because if you've seen aura photography, auras, we tend to have like a glow around us. We tend to radiate our energy. And so I've wondered, this electrical energy within us, it's connected to the aura. And then I've wondered, it's like, why am I able to hear these things? Why am I able to pick up something and hear something relevant to say your life? Like why does something like that happen? And I've read this, it makes sense to me that our auras are kind of like recorders of everything we do in our lives. So let's say you live a certain way, you work very hard, you do this, that's going to be reflected in your aura. I don't know if it's the chicken or the egg, but I think our aura has something to do with that. I also believe that now that if you can go with me here, that our auras are kind of a collector of who we are, where we're going, our spiritual connections, then I also believe that when you carry something with you every day, your energy, your magnetic fields, your aura is imprinting on these objects. And I think too, it's like I wondered how does this idea, if we are imprinting on the space we're in, to me that might help explain why do ghosts stick around? Why are there spirits in a place? Because let's say you're every day you go to the same place. You come home, you live a full life there, and then maybe 60, 80 years from now, there's still a little bit of your residual energy there. Why is that? And I'd like to think I don't know if you're looking at further education for yourself, but it feels like, okay, I totally recommend you to do that, because if you apply, it will change your life in a very positive way. There's an artistic side to it. You used to draw when you were young, you're not drawing. There's like something, either you find that like you need to do it again, you want to dial it up, but make the application. If it becomes successful, I feel like and it doesn't feel just, if it's education and work, it's like your application, I think you'll kind of college, or like a trade school, or something like that.
I've been looking at doing trade school because I just became an employee.
Okay, if you make that application, if you do this, it will be really helpful to you, all right? And then you're going to find this like, okay, now I'm going to move, all of that work will take me here. So then I would encourage you to do that, because it just feels like that's a very positive, and I heard work. Well, work may have been the stress.
Yeah, the job I just recently became an employee was work.
Yeah, so it's like you got cut off real fast. So then the next step going into applying for this new thing. And I feel like that other work was almost like that part of your life is done with. Now you're just, I don't think you're really going back to that same field, frankly. It feels like it's just not. Yeah, it's not good. Congratulations for being aware of that. Okay, seriously. Also, too, there will be enough support for you to get to this next stage. So it's like you're also, by making this application, it feels like something that you wanted to do closer to your heart. It's like almost like if I don't do this now, I will at least have something really important that's part of more about me, who I am. So totally do this, and you'll find it's like the doors open and things kind of fall into place. And I also think you're going to find it very invigorating, as like it's like, oh my God, I'm really doing this. It's happened. How cool. So please, you won't regret it. And I think you'll also say, how am I going to do this? How am I doing this? How's this going to work out? If you ask for a little bit of help from family, I feel like that you can make this happen more easily. Don't see these things as like topless. You got a space here. Whoever owns this, Blind Monkey Paranormal Inc. The thing that I get from this, whoever owns this, I feel like that there's like a recharge in terms of like your financial situation. It feels like money gets better, faster, pretty quickly. So if there's been an issue, this feels like there's just like an unexpected chunk of cash shows up. So if you're looking at like, if there's a product connected to this, if you're trying to do something, I feel like that if you've got an idea for a project, this is, and then it's a product. It feels like that this is a time where there is money to be made. So I'm going to encourage you to think about how you can, if you have an idea for something, plow something. It's going to it's either sweat equity or income or money. But I feel like that this is something that you can. I just feel like that there's a turnkey thing here. If you do this, if you make this change, then also too, it feels like we partner. It's like we partner. There's a we partner thing happens for this. So if you can partner with someone a little bit, be open to working with it, then I feel like that I just got here money. And so that's a nice thing. May I ask who owns this? I know. I can say money, everyone's on me. But I really feel like that if you're looking at like either creating a product, if there's something like that coming for you, this idea that you can turn this product into a cash-making item. I feel like that if you've got an idea for something, I think it's it. But I'm just seeing it's like, okay, the money changes, and almost like you go turnkey, work with a partner to make this happen. It looks like something that if you can't make this, you can ask someone to work with you to make it. Okay, so this may be the partner idea. You may have the idea. You may have an idea about how to do this. All right. Also, too, there's legal documents to be signed with this. You really need to treat this like an extra business development. All right.